Welcome back, Academy. We are in for another episode of Training with Jam as we brush off the rust so we can easily speed on to number one. Not really speed considering the lessons we gotta learn, so not much of a speeding, but you get the idea. Question, the theme of today's live. I was going over some, I'd had a bunch of players or hundreds of players do a survey. Well, that's not a survey, but a questionnaire specifically designed to get to the root of really anything, but we tailored it to Mons. And as I was going back through the answer of the biggest roadblock question, I realized just how much art mirrors life, as they say. We're gonna get into that here and there as we go through this video, but let's get to this game plan first. I'm not sharp enough yet to where I can have a casual conversation and still guarantee that I'm gonna put this guy in the dirt. So I like Iron Valiant tearing a lot. Let's see, Roy, what's this Terror Ground? Okay. Terror Ground is good with hazards. Shreds is dastardly. Dragonite is potential win con. He has this, so not so much. He doesn't guard against dragon very well. Goldingo is his solution. Deoxys would be pretty problematic for my treads. And so I'm willing to Earthquake into Stealth Rock. He's gonna be likely. Okay, Focus Blast actually. Interesting. So I'm assuming an Air Balloon Goldingo is gonna rear its ugly head. He connects the Focus Blast, but Tread survives. I'm debating whether or not it's worth. Popping the Dingo's balloon matters. Thought he just wastes his Deoxys. My issue is that I lose too much value if he stays in, right? He doesn't have a priority move. I wouldn't have stayed in with the Deoxys personally. So he's forced to give up his Moth, which means he's gonna give up rocks. I guess it depends on what. And my Dragonite's literal purpose, I guess it's useful for the checking of the Roaring Moon as well. My Dragonite's literal purpose is to put this thing in the dirt. I'm likely staring down Goldingo, but it does allow me to keep rocks. Ogre Pond Cornerstone comes in. I'm really pleased to see that. Obviously that rock move is a beast. And treads, the rocks aren't necessary, especially since I just got rid of the sturdy on this thing. So we're gonna pause and assess. Well, what do we need to do to win? Well, my Moth has a massive advantage. It's this Roaring Moon that could pose a potential problem. I'm not gonna have rocks, so his Iron Moth could be problematic if my Valiant doesn't Calm Mind. My Valiant Calm Mind's most easily on his Zamazenta, but we have faced a Terra Fire variant of those. So, oh, this is Trailblaze. I forgot about that. That's actually really good. Am I Trailblaze player? Well, that's not gonna do much. The Roaring Moon. If I were to Shadow Ball, that gives the Roaring Moon a free Dragon Dance. This seems way too Roaring Moon weak to allow. We're gonna end up doing here, even though this seems funny. Oh, I don't have U-turn. I forgot about that. What we're gonna end up doing here is force in this. So actually Roaring Moons, which is surprising. Man, if I Trailblaze there, so the Roaring Moon's defense attack boost is gonna be neutralized. I can't see him Dragon Dancing here. I don't think it matters too much. I can't have him Dragon Dancing for free, so I'll let him Acrobatics. I could have Terra Watered there, but I've gotten the damage necessary actually for the success of this. What do I want to do though? Abandon not my doing. My Iron Moth is looking very, very successful. This is a combination of Iron Moth or Iron Valiant. If I Terra Watered there, this would have died, but I wouldn't be able to Terra Ghost, which I think is more important in this matchup. If I were to Pult, I can't risk him Terra Ghosting. I want to say the Dragonite might die. So what I'll do, if the Dragonite was gonna die anyway, this is my best play. Meaning if he stays and he's gonna go for knockoff and I'll 2-hit KO with U-turn. If the knock doesn't kill Dragonite, I can E-speed next turn. Yeah, so this only doesn't work if he's Terra Ghost. I doubt he'd Terrestrialize this. We're gonna Ice Spinner here. Our best play. He actually goes for Acrobatics, which is fine. Now Dragapult is a big problem. Dragapult is just Terra Ghost. Shadow Ball can maim the remainder of his team. And so what this does is it allows for me to go Iron Moth, and I have the positional advantage. He goes to his Moth. I have Terra Ground, so I could technically just one-shot this. I'm debating whether or not that's worth it. If I was to one-shot this, I'm staring down Zenta. That opens up my Valiant quite a bit. And I lose no more. Yeah, let's just knock it out. Oh, he's Terra Blast Ground as well. I didn't know that was common. Okay. Please give me a boost. I did not get a boost. I really needed a fucking boost. He Terra'd though, which is great. So now we keep Iron because it can destroy these two. And we can potentially Shadow Ball Sweep. So I actually just need damage on this, funnily enough. That's a really annoying. So now we go Valiante. This is just the best bet. So he has Crunch, which means he can't touch my bag, which means I Shadow Ball here every time on the Goldie switch. It's Balloon Goldango, which means nothing matters here. Yeah, it's over. So we got our decay points back, a little more than our decay points. But yeah, the conversation of when the things aren't going your way, because a lot of the answers were centered around, let me see, what did I learn and do well that game? What did I learn? I learned that Focus Blast Deoxys Speed is a thing. I learned that Terra Blast Ground isn't uncommon. I'm not the only one with it. Acro Knock is fairly standard. I've learned that already. But a lot of the themes for why people felt like they were behind had to do with frustration, right? And feeling as if the constant ups and downs of the ladder makes them feel stupid, right? Because Pokemon is a thinking game, right? You outthink the opponent. Now you have matchups and things of that nature, but even then your aim is to try to outthink the opponent, and the better thinker wins most of the time, or the better puzzle solver. It's more accurate. So it's like, you know, understanding that and like, wow, a lot of the problems had to do with that. So my Dragonite is very good here. I like Dragonite as a potential sweeping option. Also like Valiant. Also like Miss Alice in Wonderland. I didn't name these. Storm named these. This is very good. This is very, very dangerous. Dragapults, Draco Meteor is lethal. Landorus. Spinner with my rocks matter. So Ogerpon value-wise sorts out just about anything. So this allows for me to play rough into Trailblaze. I'll have to eat a Ceaseless Edge. I've seen these run Sucker Punch though. It's better to play rough into Iron Treads. If he Ceaseless Edges, I get to scout for Sucker Punch. If he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it, and I'm gonna lose value here. Yeah, he does have it. Okay. So this is a great turn actually, because one, I've unveiled a Sucker Punch. So that caught me a couple battles ago. So Rapid Spin would likely do at least 13%. So you'd either have to Terra Ghost here, or you'd have to switch out into the Lando. They actually asked for the Terra Ghost. So I forced the Terra early, which is useful. I didn't think he'd Terra. Honestly didn't think he'd be Terra Ghost either, because I was just gonna Ice Spinner there. So that's good data. So Terra Ghost, the fact that I forced the Terra early is gonna matter a lot later on with my Dragonite and my I need rocks. Dang, I kinda, maybe I should have went for rocks. Rocks would have probably sealed the deal in this battle. I'll go Iron Moth. He's 100% gonna go for Sea Slip Edge. You don't sucker in a situation like that. This is my Iron Moth. Is Iron Moth the king later on? If I went Valiant, I'd be staring down his Iron Moth after the fact. Yeah, I think really what my issue is the Sash. Probably never Sucker Punch. I mean, I guess he could Sucker Punch on the out chance. It's like, okay, well, if I Sucker Punch and you sub, I just Sucker Spam. It just depends. I can see a case for Sucker Punch here. I could also see a case for him switching it out. Because when I thought about it, I was like, he could just Sucker Punch spam. He's not gonna do enough to where, so he's risking the speed tie on the Iron Moth. If I win the tie here and knock him out with the Terra Ground, what does that mean for me? Does my Terra Ghost on Valiant serve me? My issue is that if he wins the speed tie and he goes for a move that can hit ground, I'll be in a bad position. Whereas if I save the Moth, if I win the speed tie, I'm in a really good position though. Yeah, too much variance played into this game. The Sucker, the Terra, and now we're playing speed ties. Do I prefer to keep my Dragonite's E-Speed, Terra, or my Valiant? Doesn't make a difference. I think if I win the speed tie, the value exchange is really high. He's got lucky and won the tie. The issue is that now he has to go to Gambit, but I don't have a way to control the hazards. So two relatively shitty situations, the Terra situation and the Terra Ghost is a thing. I was like, it could be Terra Ghost, spin would kill and blah blah blah. So force the Gambit, he has to Sucker the first turn, so we sub here. He has to Sucker the second turn, and then the third turn he's gonna kowtow. But I'm just thinking, how do I, well, this doesn't have Balloon, which is a big deal. And then the remainder, the Deoxys, I'm not sure what it's gonna do. So he Suckers this turn again, and then attacks the this turn. Actually, no. He has too much to lose. He has too much to lose. Yeah. He loses the game if he gets it right. So he's gonna Sucker this down to the end then. Fair enough. Okay. He loses the game if he gets this wrong. Yeah. Me using up his Suckers matter a lot versus my Dragapult as well. And my he Suckered that turn. I didn't think he'd use up a ton of his Sucker Punches. Does my Valiant matter? Because what I'm thinking, if I go Valiant and Calm Mind, my Valiant's really good. I could go Dragonite, but I lose a lot of value if he goes Hardlanders. Maybe I should have stalled for a little bit more Sucker Punches. Okay. Because I'm bluffing that I have the fighting move here. I want to Moonblast directly so badly. Yeah, okay, I got that right. So now I can Moonblast into Gouging Fire for the potential to a KO. It's close. Ah, I did not get the roll, which is a bitch. That is a bitch. Alright, ugh, that is a bitch. That's a bitch right there. Cause this thing is so bulky, I'm not confident Trailblaze kills. I need a calc. I need to Trailblaze this. Trailblaze my. I'm a fucking Ogre Blind. I can do the 5% surely. Okay. And King Gambit here. Probably kowtows directly. He only has one Sucker Punch left. Yeah. Makes sense. And Dragon Knight. He'd lose a lot of value if he suckers and I Dragon Dance. So you Earthquake here. I don't think you wasted time suckering. You lose too much value. Doesn't die though. That's a bitch. Oh, that's a bitch right there. What the fuck? This is a bulky ass Gambit. The Gambit won't knock me out, but actually need to not take any damage here. I think you still go for. You don't Sucker Punch. What does Landers do? Yeah. Okay, taunt. I get a crit there. Matters. It just depends on what the Deoxys is. I'm guessing this is just offensive. Something. Knock off. Gets to knock off and Poe gets to a KO here. Yeah. It's Life Orb. So it's gonna come down to the last time. There's too much variance in this game. So I could E-speed and win. Because if he suckers, he wins. I think you Sucker Punch here. But let me see. What balls? If I were in my opponent's position, I think I'd Sucker. Because Sucker guarantees you something. But if you Sucker and I Dragon... what would I do here? What's the psychological state? Let me see how much points he doesn't have that much points to lose. What's the psychological state? I would Sucker Punch. I would expect my opponent to Sucker Punch. Look how much variance is in this game. This game should not be this close, but I did crit his Lando, which is what put us in this position to begin with. He went for the kowtow. Okay. So that was a good game. There are several moments in that game where we didn't get the variance, and but a lot of those surprise factors were useful to learn because they wouldn't work twice. So the Terror Ghost, I need to be mindful of. There were so many moments where I was like, oh, this could be this, and I'm like, nah, there's no way. And it turned out to be the thing I expected, and then it fucked me over. Yeah, Moth winning the tie or stalling on more Sucker Punches. So I guess I'm not as rusty, and my rust is starting to wear off because that entire game we called turn for turn. I'm like, okay, maybe there's something that I'm not accounting for, but no, it was exactly what we expected. So he went for the kowtow and said fuck it, and we ended up living on 1%. So let's see what's we're trying to minimize the amount of variance in our games. Iron Moth just Iron Moth just never gets the fucking boosts. I don't want to bank on that. And not getting up the rocks. If we had rocks that game, we won easily. So it's like, was the spin a bit greedy? Maybe. I think if I just didn't deal with Samurai well. So I was like, well, I don't want to deal with the Samurai if it just ceaseless edges again. If I spin, I get a lot of value, but it was very unlikely he would have just let me spin there. So if he's a half decent player, so I think in the long run of the game, rocks were better there. And you can see how it cost us several times because so many of those kills would have happened. The raging fury thing, all these things. But we got to move on. Dragon Knight, Moth, they're great. The condition I'd need met would probably be score. Looks like it's a bitch. This guy is a problem. Okay, so the most dangerous member of my team is my Dragapult. This runs an item. Isn't that cool? He guards very poorly against Dragon and Ghost. So Tinkaton is a decent mid-ground option. Actually, is it better to flame? It's better to Shadow Ball in a situation like this. Primarily because if Tinkaton is the mid-ground he chooses, my Iron Tread comes in and this allows Stealth Rocks up anyway, which he looks like the type to have a mono heavy duty boost team. But if Mola comes in as it does, but we don't, the worst case scenario would be one of his fire resists coming in, Mola Moltres. If Shadow Ball occurs, this could be a roll here, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna let my Darkrai take the hit. But that still allows the Iron Treads matchup, plus get a little bit of data on the Aloma Mola. So the Darkrai is now, after these Stealth Rocks that are about to go up, and within 2 KO range, meaning almost entirety of his team gets 2 KO by Terra Ghost Shadow Ball. Unless Ice Beam. That's anybody else expected the you know what? Why do I feel like this is Specs? Is that Specs? That did a lot to me. But then Treads is not the bulkiest thing in the world. I don't think he's Specs. It is a slight issue to have this Darkrai running rampant, but I can't one-shot it with Earthquake. Maybe I do. I need to put this shit in the calcs. Because if it does one-shot, my play here would be the Earthquake. But if he thinks it one-shots, then my better play. This could be Scarf. Well, we'll see if he's faster than me for one, and then secondly, if he outpaces, if he I guess him outspeeding me is all I need, right? The Moltres, so Mola comes in, so I get to keep my Tread, which is great. I get to keep my Treads. Mola is an interesting play considering you're extremely weak to you're extremely weak to let me think. If the Ogerpon Wellspring comes in, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, comes in here, because what would he even wish up? So let's SD, because his Ogerpon is likely to come in, and then he'd have to go for a fire move, a water move, you know what I'm saying, a grass move. And I'm dealing with his, because I could play rough and one shot him. I think if he tries to cudgel, I could Trailblaze in the play rough, but it'll make it force the Terra and have him run a speed tie. What do I want to do here? This is super good versus his team, so I actually don't want to just lose it. With Moth, I'm actually gonna go Iron Moth in a case like this, primarily because I don't need my booster and I don't want to risk him terraing, right? If he terras, is gonna be a bitch. Okay, amazing. This is like the best case fucking scenario, especially if I yeah, okay, as if that would ever happen, right? So it's heavy duty boots, flip turns here. At the very least, we get to just fucking play or spam. I guess that was Encore. I didn't show Trailblaze. We'll just cudgel spam. The Mola isn't doing shit. I can't knock off. Encore, play rough. Let me see if he can touch Moth. He probably has U-turn. And he has the edge now, so maybe cudgel. Yeah. Now we can sludge wave the Mola directly. Maybe we could get a motherfucking poison for once in our lives. So the sludge wave once they fire dance is better. Fire dance and sludge. One wish is the play of choice here. I mean, not of choice, the best option. I need my goodness, man. If I get a one fucking special attack rise, this game is so different. Isn't that crazy? We sludge wave every time here. The glide score doesn't matter. I could have subbed on that, but the score doesn't matter. The score doesn't matter. The score doesn't matter. It's how you played it. I haven't seen a toxic glide score in quite some time, but it could be. I don't want smoke with that. This is a little reckless to go my Ogre Pawn. Because if he is toxic, it puts me in a really awkward position. My Valiant's really dangerous. Well played Valiant is really dangerous. But I think this is likely his hazarder, right? And it's too big of an issue to risk your Ogre Pawn. I mean to risk. So I get a crit there. Matters. I don't think he has U-turn the way he's playing. And I can spin potentially Moth. Moth is so good, but just Mola is at 39%. Score makes the most sense, but doesn't matter. If I can get one fucking special attack boost in life, this would make all the difference. But now he guards very poorly against Ogre Pawn. Okay, we get a fucking special attack boost. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not gonna matter too much. Well, it might. If I get if he does not, the Darkrai can't be spexed. It's probably Scarfed out. Darkrai strong enough to KO my Iron Moth. Booster energy. Dark Pulse does 41 to 48. Good. I don't want to lose a mon to this. I fucking Iron Moth. This was actually a decent play. If I sludge wave there, you lose the Darkrai. So I end up doing, as much as my Dragonite scale is cute and all, Moltres is in, but I'm willing to deal with that. I don't have an Ice Beam switch and I can't have this running rampant. Dragonite is mid in this game. If he got the you know what, I'd have lived with it. But now positionally my Dragapult is really good. I do want to spin, but you know, yeah. So the U-turn is in, the U-turn is now. Darkrai may die to hazards depending on the range it's at. But at this point we're setting up for like, well, what is the end game, right? Well, who's winning this game? So the Stinkaton is Mold Breaker but not Balloon. Not sure what that means. So I'm gonna just go to my Iron Treads. Maybe this is a Stealth Rock. I'm surprised by that. If I can Earthquake the Tinkaton, which allows me to live, then Rapid Spin, because he's gonna stay in here. Oh, he goes Moltres. I'm actually surprised by that. Dang. That means I get to lose. I lose Treads here, which is annoying, but I didn't expect the hard Moltres. That was a good play, because he figured like, okay, I don't think he's gonna get greedy. So Sun Tzu once said, always attack positions that cannot be defended. And so at this point, Cudgel can only be guarded by Alomomola and by Ogre Pawn, which dies. His Rocker, so it's really just a matter of time. Also, my Dragapult Terror Ghosts can demolish almost every member, except for his Tinkaton, of course. So Mola comes in, which is fine. I haven't shown Trailblaze yet. Let me think, if I had Swords Dance here, what could he do? What does he do? Wish. How does that solve anything? I just Ivy Cudgel next turn. I could double, I'm not sure why he did that. I guess, you know, what was he gonna do, right? But this is speed tie. His Ivy Cudgel be foolish of me to allow him to touch me. Pause. And so now we're staring down the molly again. But I don't risk ever having this shit switch out. Moth is legitimate, but Dragapult is legitimater as he goes for the so now we can Shadow Ball spam. Tinkaton's a bitch, but the problem is that now it allows in my Iron Moth, right? And so I can Fire Dance, and if I can just get something good, a good old boost to boost, that Gliscor will take enough damage to work. Now, to be fair, he's playing this well. Bros, how does a man get 0 boosts out of fucking, like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I need the Tinkaton, the damage on the Tinkaton for my Valiant to just come through. But at this point, do I save this versus doing what? Pull destroys every time my Repon comes in, it's a KO. Dragonite's E-Speed is useful for the Ogerpon. Okay, so if that's the case, if you're just spiking or EQing, then I just cudgel every time. You may protect. I've shown Swords Dance and E-Speed, but yeah, cudgel can't be guarded against, so we're always gonna go for it. And so at this point, the Iron Moth is no longer necessary, but it is, because he's always gonna have to cudgel Dragonite, quad resists. We force the Moltres in. I know he's begging for the you-know-what, but because his play here would be to U-turn out, U-turn into his Ogerpon, and then rinse and repeat this. Because if his Moltres stays in, then his Moltres stays in. Man, the Ogerpon's annoying. If his Moltres stays in, it is, I get an Ivory Cudgel off. I'm debating whether or not it makes a difference. Whether it makes it, if I use, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. U-turn. Actually, I didn't think U-turn would kill me there. So I could go Valiant here and Terra Shadow Ball. Would that be a better play? Valiant, Terra Shadow Ball. Now the Tinkaton would come in and not get to a KO. Alternatively, if I knew he was gonna U-turn, I could have Dragon Dance, but it wouldn't really solve much. I'd have to stare that down the Moltres. I guess I'm not. I guess it doesn't really matter. It really matters if I get the you-know-whatted. So it'd be Tinkaton, the Tinkaton would come. You know what I should have done? I shouldn't have sacked Moth yet. So Tinkaton's gonna come in and get a chance to get a hit off. I don't want that. I want, because then I lose a Mon to the Tinkaton. I have to go Dragonite here. What I could do is just Dragon Dance into the Moltres and go hard pull. The Moltres could still, I don't know what Moltres runs, if it's Will-O-Wisp or something. Roost, okay, that's what it is. Okay. Oh. Get to Shadow Ball into Tinkaton to a KO. I understand why he doesn't want the Moltres taking the damage. So Tinkaton being gone means my Valiant just prevails now. Because now all I have to do is go Dragonite and Dragon Dance. No matter what the Ogerpon does, they knocks. Okay. That my players always to just extreme speed. Yeah. And then this Dragon Dance. Because if he that'll give me the U-turn. Actually kills me, wow. And now I go to Valiante and I go for the Shadow Ball. 44. Actually did more than I expected. I was just trying to see if there was any outs where I wouldn't prevail. After the Dragonite dies, I don't want to like just throw the game, you know. The Algrapon's heavy duty boots shit was really fucking annoying actually. That's really fucking annoying. So yeah, me not rapid spinning with my treads on the Moltres turn took me back quite a bit because I had to deal with spikes and rocks for the remainder of the game. What was the matchup? It was Tinkaton versus. Then again, if I guess it makes sense because I actually didn't have much to lose. I mean, yeah, because if he went for the Gigaton Hammer, which I'm sure is the only thing he could do. So yeah, I suppose from a risk versus reward standpoint, objectively Rapid Spin was the best play. I got a bit greedy because I knew if I let him hit the Tinkaton and he didn't know how to assess risk versus reward, I'd have been in a great spot. But he made the correct decision, and I was fortunate to not get the firm body, the flame body activated on the Moltres to Dragonize these speeds. I'm actually surprised also that, well, I guess he was in the back, so he's figuring, you know, just like the previous person, where he's like, shit, you know, I'm at the point where I gotta make some risks, or I gotta take some risks. But I figured he'd sucker punch down the Gambit though, because once after the third sucker punch doesn't work, at that point you kind of just have to double down. And I think the opponent in that case's mindset was, fuck it, like I don't have the edge here, and so I'm going to just play to all my outs and take the high risk high reward plays. And some of them paid off, some of them didn't, but in the end he ended up I ended up e-speeding and he ended up counting and prevailing. This is a very weird looking team. This is 1500. This is, I need to hyper focus on this one. Very weak to Dragapulse attacks, very weak to Ogerpon with the Terra, Valiant in the late game, particularly with the Calm Mind, is very good. Dragonite is amazing with a well played, like well played Dragonite's amazing. Iron Moth when the rain isn't up, well, not necessarily when the rain isn't up because I have Terra Ground. More so like I need to have Iron Moth can 6-0 him potentially. I need rocks. He has a fucking Hatterene. So we're gonna attack. We're gonna, you know, Sun Tzu always said, you can ensure the success in your attack if you only attack positions that cannot be defended. So Treads comes in. The Treads is left of the overs as hell, which is dangerous for me, especially if he rocks. Okay, come on, bro. No fucking crits, dude. I need all the health I got. Cudgel in the rain is a problem. Pelipper is not what I expected, but Pelipper makes sense. Pelipper makes sense. This is actually a really weird rain team. Polt taking damage is not ideal. I don't want to be reckless about this. The Pelipper is max defense. I need his Talonflame touched. I've also seen Terra Ghost Talonflame at one point, so I don't want to play too much around with that. Ivy Cudgel, if he doesn't roost, then Ivy Cudgel is really good. If he U-turns, because of Polt's typing, I'm actually in a really good position. There's no way this is Banded Brave Bird, right? So, what? What? Fuck. Okay. So he's Terras, which is good. I lose my Polt, which is not great. Polt was very dangerous, but we'll be okay. This he forced a Terra, which means, okay, so he's gonna Terra flying priority spam with Hurricane. Very well then, which means I'm staring down Hatterene here. Oh, fortunately in the rain, I want to Stealth Rock so badly here. Fortunately in rain, I have the edge. Since he has the spinning treads, really tempted to rocks here. Actually, would it be worth it to rocks? He's already terrored. I can just spin on his... This is... My treads is so good though. My treads is so fucking useful. Let me see. If he has one more turn of rain. If I were to spin and Terra ground, I think he gets swept. I think I win. So let's say I go Iron Moth here, go for the substitute as he goes Pelipper. I Sludge Wave into Pelipper. Or I Valiant Sweep later. Alright, Dragonite Sweep. Dragonite can also sweep. That's what I'm thinking, like. She should just go straight for the he might go hard treads, but he should just give this up. I don't want to use up my my health. Pelipper is gonna be right below range. I think I'll kill him. Iron Moth Sludge Wave. The Pelipper took nothing from the Sludge Wave 59. Oh yeah, that fucking mercs. This is perfect because he should go for the Specs Clap. Either way, I sub Terra Ground, Dragon Pulse. Okay, a Terra Blast Ground here, which is blessed. Ideally, it kills. What? Oh my goodness, my plan has been thwarted. Not exactly. I can still win, but because I Terra'd. Assault Vest, bro? So that means my play was to Terra Blast Ground directly. I thought he was gonna electric move and I'd just win outright. I could not have accounted for this. Now, it'd be a waste to give up my it'd be a waste to give up my it'd be a waste to give up my Moth here, because Moth wins outside of Talonflame. The issue is that I can't let that tread spin. How do I stop treads from spinning? If I were to go to... This shit didn't even do half. Well, I guess if the tread spins, no, if the tread spins, the Talonflame can Hurricane. If I hit this and then I Trailblaze, do I win? No. If I Swords Dance in the Trailblaze, I win. I could Dragon Dance. Oh, I stop the treads. Need to think this through. If I switch out, it just goes to treads and rapid spins, and I'm fucked. So it gets the KO there. If I get the turn right here, I'm good. Shown play rough. I want a Swords Dance so badly here. He does Thunderclap. If I Swords Dance there, I won. But I need to keep the treads away until... Because I forced the Pelipper in here, so I actually get the Swords Dance anyway. It's just a tricky game. Just a tricky end game. But if the Hatterene comes in, I'm actually surprised by that. I think Cudgel does 53. Hatterene is a good two big turns I could have made. If I SD'd there, the problem is that if he attacks, if he doesn't Thunderclap, he barely survives. Nuzzles. Trailblaze. Oh, Trailblaze again. Please, for the love of God, breakthrough. Thank you. So we neutralize. Rocky Helmet. Fuck. Alright, I gotta double down on... So if it's Rocky Helmet, then... The treads is gonna spin. Ah, fuck it. He can spin. He actually goes Pelipper first. I think that was a misplay. Yeah, misplay going Pelipper first. Unless this shit has fucking Ice Beam. Cause I just Ice Spinner. He has Hurricane, please. Ah. Oh my god, bro. Oh my fucking god, dude. I won the game there. Jesus, dude. Dudes are fucking lucky. I don't know why when I get to this part of the ladder, like, the luck just turns into something ridiculous. So we tried to play that game in a way. Well, you know, take the lesson from it. The Assault Vest, Raging Bolt. It's just that, I guess, you know, whatever. It's just training. It doesn't matter. I was gonna say we should have been into the 1800s a long time ago. Every time I'm about to get in there, we get a series of just unfortunate games, and it's just very aggravating. You know. I don't even fucking. I shouldn't have grabbed this next game. I should have just wrapped the live up right there. I'm annoyed now because of that. It's primarily because there were so many things that had to go the opponent's way for him to even be in that game, and they did. Like all of them. Fucking Dragon Pulse Assault Vest, dude. What the fuck is that? And what the fuck am I looking at right now? What is this? Right. I don't even know what this is. My treads matter. I feel like I'm gonna be staring down a right period. I don't even know what right period is. Somebody's gonna terrestrialize here. And no, this is some kind of hail stuff. Iron Moth looks good. My Dragonite looks great. Dragapult looks great, but Intero Shadow Ball. Let's get rocks up. Figured right here would come out. Just don't trust it though. Doesn't have any spin blocker. Let's see, like some random shit is about to happen. I really want to go to my Overpun. My treads is too useful to leave it in here. Agripine is good, but treads is too important to leave in here. Anybody expected some weird Mega Horn play coming out right now? If bro Mega Horns me with a 1600 self, I'm gonna just call it a day. See what happens. Okay, so no Mega Horn. That did a lot. Where's it right here? One would assume he'd switch here. One would assume that. I do not trust his Kirim though. He'd either terrestrialize or switch out. Just don't know what. Don't know what to expect from the Kirim. Or maybe he's Partial Berry. I jokingly said that. I jokingly said that. You can't make this stuff up, brethren. Brethrens. I said, oh, he might be partial. Now, no, I would never have not. I would have always done. So he's going for the, what's that move called? Which is fine. I need this weekend for my Iron Mouth later on. I like Trick Rooms. Trick Room Chili Reception, huh? That's interesting. Which means, what is this gonna do? What's Trick Room gonna do here? I'd Terra, but most of my matchups. So why would you Trick Room Chili Reception? What's gonna benefit from that other than Regice? That's very odd. Well, Rhyperior is gone straight from my Iron Moth. I'm not even sure what this is gonna do. Blizzard maybe? Blizzard might come out. No, Blizzard is like Specs Blizzard. That's exactly what this is. Specs Blizzard. Which is a faint defect Specs Blizzard if that's the case. And then I need Iron Moth. I don't have anything else to put. Oh, I guess this is useful. It's not useless. I'll give up Overclock. That's good. See? I don't. The Trick Room Specs Blizzard would stop me from. I really want to sub here, but Specs Blizzard would stop me from subbing. The one time I get the special attack boost. So the Kyurem could Draco Meteor here, or he could Earth Power. Iron Moth is really good. So this is why I wanted to sub, because sub here would have, you know, fixed this issue. But I didn't. I didn't go with the correct decision on this. It's me here. I don't trust this Kyurem. It could be Specs as well. It could be Specs Earth Power maybe. Drake Meteor. Iron Moth is too good to allow to get chopped. I'm just gonna be tight if this is Earth Power. I guess my Valiant is mid. He has a whole Regice. I'm actually gonna give up my Valiant. That's not something you'd ever see in a regular battle. But it's Earth Power, which means I, you know, put a Terra Ground there and finish them. This is great because now it's gonna go to Slowking / Sand Slash, I'd assume. Both are fine. Slowking is more probably. Unless this is Scar. Throw in for the Blizzard. I might not surprised. Which is the reason I say that is because if I was a physical Valiant, he loses the fucking. But it's alright. Do I care about rocks or do I care about rapid spin? My Moth. Rocks. What's this? Rocks. I'm actually kind of tight that this clown just went for a Blizzard. When I could have just killed this Kyurem. I'm actually low-key tight about that. Maybe Earthquake damage actually. Earthquake? Oh, bro felt. Bro feel like he's really Lazar. It's really him. Really that guy. He has 2 turns. Very well. This hail is actually giving me trouble. Kinda cool. It's cool that it's giving me trouble. 251. Still want to spin. His plays are very confusing. Because funnily enough, if I spin, they actually outspeed his Icicle Spears and I gotta make some plays. He Ice Spears, then so be it. Got clapped. This dude rapid spins on an Iron Moth. Okay, bro. And what's pissing me off is it's making him look like he knows what he's doing. So I'm guessing this is loaded dice. Let's see what happens. Got a Terra. Unfortunately. Bro is just clicking buttons and every button he clicks works. Like if my Moth, like rapid spin is the worst play of all time in that particular situation, because if my Moth goes for Fiery Dance, you're cooked. I'm tight that I had the Terra because now the Slowking can wall my entirety of my life, really. My entire life. I'm pretty sure I lose now. I had like 20 different turns where I could have won this battle, and I made a mistake. Like the Kyurem turn, like there are so many turns where I won this battle, and I didn't. My foolish ways. If he gets crit here, he could lose, or he just gets one shot. Okay, Bro's not the average bear. He's smarter than the it doesn't matter because I can't be the Regice. So chiller receptions, it doesn't really change. Pure is going to go on a rampage. I can't stop it. Look at that. So what I've learned today, other than the random stuff, the past couple games, past 2 games, what was the last game? Last game was a pretty random team, but past 2 teams were pretty random, which lost us a lot of points. We lost about 50 points the past couple games. But you know, it's called training for a reason. We got to get these goons out of the way. And what I love about Mons is that, so yeah, kind of remind me of the what we were talking about in the beginning of the, like at this point people get frustrated. Oh my god. And I mean, it's easier for me to say because like I've been through this process so many times. So it's like going to the gym, getting skinny, beefing back up, getting skinny again, beefing back up. And so you understand the fact that it's a process. But if it's your first time, then I can understand. Let's see, am I even in the 1700s? I'm barely. Look how much points we lost, bros. Now I'm facing 1500 goons, which are the most dangerous kind, because they have no concept typically of risk versus reward, which makes them the most dangerous. So but Iron Moth could 6 on my opponent. Well played. Dragon Dance Dragonite's lethal, particularly because I have Ice Spinner on this variant. He guards very poorly against fire moves as well. What don't I guard against? Let's go back to the basics, because what was happening is that I wasn't playing it in the way that I played in the last live, where I was actually following the process. So I deserve, you know, hacks aside, I deserve the losses. Yeah. So let's actually like configure things to where we're like, all right, even if we get caught off guard, it should never matter, you know? So if I were to treads, my worst case scenario would be staring down that superior, because I don't have U-turn. And so my best case, highest value, highest leverage Pokemon is going to be my Dragapult. Draco Meteor should be stronger than no, wait, go Valiant. I can see him mindlessly leaving in the Rillaboom. If the Rillaboom is Assault Vest Soviet, one of my concerns is, you know, knocking the Rillaboom out and him going Hawlucha directly to boost. What I'll end up doing is Draco Meteor into the Hawlucha, forcing the close combat at least once, and then extreme speeding it. But that's too reactive, actually. Is it worth? Or 90%. Lamora coming in is no biggie. Fucking crits me. It's fine. But jeez. Draco would have killed, but this was the best long-term decision. Does put me in a bind though. I suppose I don't need my Iron Moss booster. But I don't need the booster. I managed to get the I guess the special attack boost doesn't even matter, true. So it ends up giving up the Iron Moth. I mean the Earth Power perhaps? If this isn't, is Glamora in the Mortal Spin or something? Terra. I Terra and I substitute here to stall out his grassy terrain no matter what he does. Yeah. So we're gonna see if he was terrain extender. Gonna Fiery Dance this turn. We don't want to knock him out because the Hawlucha Power Gem. Why would you Power Gem do? Okay, perfect. So we stall out terrain. Let me see if I have. Okay, Power Gem. That's actually phenomenal. Just lost. Unless he Terras this. He has to go Hawlucha now. And Hawlucha, I'm +2 Fiery Dance boosted. so it nullifies the hollow chest relevance. I've seen Terra Steel, so I'm not gonna oh, I was the fool. I'm the fool here. Encore, that's interesting. That's not good. That is very good. So my play was to, oh, Encore. I'd never even considered that. Okay, then I guess I have to force the CC. So let me make sure I have enough tools remaining to win plays again. Alright, so I have to force the CC. I won't get swept by it or anything, but it did make a difference what he did. He might acro. I could see him acroing here, or maybe he doesn't run CC, or maybe he's like, "Fuck it, this tread is not gonna stop me." I'd acro, maybe try to. But why would I? What would I even use to bait your close combat? I guess if it's Terra Ghost, this Terra type actually matters a lot here. Maybe I do want to bait the CC. My moth is decent. Is it good in comparison to treads? My variance is legitimate. Maybe I do want to bait the close combat here. My ogre pawn is the weakest thing. Primarily because I don't know his Terra type. Dragapult is actually legit. I did not even account for Encore. I am getting troubled by these lower ladder guys today, which is good because I'm learning what can stop me from not achieving my goal. Okay, it's Terra Fire and he gets a crit. Okay, so it doesn't have. This is actually kind of bad. Because he's not gonna drop his defense. That might be the Terra Fire. And I have nothing else to force him to close combat. That might be just it. Yeah. So bro just pulled it off. Terra Fire. I've never seen anything quite like this. Yeah. And now Extreme Speed is not gonna kill him because of wow. Because of the defense boost, right? So we just lost 3 in a row to lower ladder, and all of them had unique, weird sets that initially I thought we'd have a guaranteed game. But I don't think Encore. Maybe Encore Fire Punch probably is weird. But yeah. But I fell into his trap. That surprise factor. So a lot of these situations wouldn't work twice, but I am a little annoyed that they got away with it the first time. So how much did we drop? Look how much we dropped. Okay, bro's feeling cool. I'm glad he's feeling proud of himself. The surprise factor win. It's funny because that's the reason he's in the 1600s. So we're saying that attitude is the very reason you'll never leave the 1600s, unless the attitude changes. But yeah. Anyway, as we move on, let's take this. Oh shit! Give me a sec. I'm actually enjoying playing, so I'm gonna keep playing. It's not even about the. At this point, it's like, fuck it. I'm not mentally. When I lose to nonsense, it doesn't bother me. But if I misplay, it irks me. Looks like another nonsense team. Como and Whimsicott. Some nonsense is coming. So I just have to. Dragonite looks like the nonsense stopper. Whimsicott. What is this gonna do? I'm gonna Swords Dance here. I'm not sure what this is gonna do. Should have the advantage. This might have Encore. The bro thinks he's Lazar. Okay. I'm assuming he's gonna go for it again. This is annoying. Yeah. The issue is that he can't switch Moonblast. This fucking shit stain is gonna Encore. I mean, stun Spore Spam. Fair enough. Go for it, bro. Oh, he goes hard Landoros. That's great. This is wonderful. Wonderful. As I'm guessing Ceaseless Edge is coming out, but this is actually good. This is great. Having Encore is a bitch. Earthquake into Trailblaze. Would I win? Or do rocks matter? Rocks might matter. But he's gonna go for the Ceaseless Edge anyway. Always mindless Ceaseless Edge. So let him mindless Ceaseless Edge first. Twice. My Iron Moth is really dangerous too, but he has that fucking Encore Whimsicott, so I gotta be mindful of Encore. I'm trying to set this game up to extreme speed sweep with my Dragonite. Is it better to rapid speed or is it better to get one shot? I think it's better to rapid speed. Mindless Ceaseless Edges. The reason I say mindless, well, I guess I thought he had Sucker Punch. Oh, it's Scarfed. The hell? Okay, that's useful data. So the Lando is probably not Scarfed. The Lando probably has rocks. I say mindless because now the rocks he can't core change. I can sweep him with my Valiant if I play well. Scarfed. I don't need to. I can probably Sludge Wave Sweep. Cloaking Galar. Terra Ghost, Shadow Ball. If he gets the you know what, it puts me in a bind. Do I even need? I don't need. I mean, I can't deal with the Slowking otherwise. Actually, this dude's 100% a T-Wave user. I actually, the moment I clicked it, I was like, you know something I didn't consider? This dude is 1000% a T-Wave user. The Lando is. I need to not have him intimidate my Dragonite. These little moments make such a big difference, man. And it pisses me the fuck off when people get lucky with this stuff. Like, it irks the shit out of me, man. Like, Zero. Okay. Because now he can switch on my Dragonite. If I knocked him out there, he'd have to go to something that he doesn't have a lot of things to revenge kill that Valiant, other than the Samurai, which I'd love to have in versus my Moth. Underwave, huh? Okay. If I go to my Iron Moth here and Fiery Dance, I'd have to get a boost. I could go to Dragonite. I don't think he's Scarf. Iron Moth can't late game. Yeah. I have to keep playing these games out, boys. We got a boost, which is great. I guess it'll just depend on what his Slowking's moveset is. So he's stun sporing. Okay. I can't say I'm shocked. Please miss. Bruh. Dude. He wouldn't be able to encore me, which means he couldn't set up here. He's probably gonna go for Clangorous. I said I don't mind losing to cheese, because then we take the lesson and move forward. But when I lose to bullshit, man, it is just a soul crusher, man. Every game we lost today was winnable. Like, we have not lost a single game where it's like, okay, we got outplayed. Man. Well, actually, I'd say the one with the Halucha. I wouldn't say that there was no luck in that. He just had a set that I didn't see coming, and it won. So there was no luck in that guy's game. So we lost 100 points since we started this. That's okay. As I said, I actually enjoy playing, so I don't mind the losses. It just like, man, at least have it be something where the opponent deserves the win. Another Iron Mothable game. We'll see what I think a lot of mindless clicking is gonna go down here, like the usual. But he mindlessly gives me the Samurai. So Ogrepon, if he mindlessly gives me the Samurai, who goes Moltres there? Who's Moltres there? he got what he wanted, you know. So what can I say? He got the luck. If he didn't, the reason I say who goes Moltres there, if he didn't get the luck, look at his team and look at Ogrepon. What was he gonna switch into the Ivy Cudgel? So he literally went to it just for the luck. It is what it is. That's the here, unless this is scale shot. Puts me in a position of power. Be able to cudgel. Yeah. Surprised he just gave this up. Right. Allows me to treads. It's gonna go Samurai, which is annoying. But giving up Moltres means he has no fair resist. So rocks plus fairy wins. It's just the treads. Do I care about Iron Moth? And also destroying my Dragonite. It's frankly a lot more likely. I know Samurai's coming, is just that just want to deal with any sort of little punk mons. Any punk sets, like if he is sashed. What I'll do, I'll just spin. Okay. That covers every option. Erasure shells, actually 8. That is amazing. That is amazing. Yes. That gave me the best of both worlds, especially because he's ceaseless edged. Because now I believe I can just encore that quad resist ceaseless. Don't want to calm mind, because if he goes for the water stab, then I'm gonna be fine. Encore is the best objective play. If he ceaseless edges, because this means I calm mind and one shot every mon. I think. Let's find out. I think so, but maybe there's a move or a mon that I'm not aware of. I use my Terriet, so that's useful. Let's see. Enamorous is heavy duty boots. This be Terra Steel. If it is Terra Steel, and Dragonite prevails. It doesn't matter, but 508 never saw that, but it might have. I won't say it didn't matter because I don't know. I have to run the calc on that. That's useful to know. +1 Moonblast. So my audience members and Everest Actually, this is a booster, I think. Blunder policy. It might have mattered. This lives for sure. This KOs me back, so I'm surprised. Pretty sure Pudgel is going to do at least 73, especially Terra. But I know he didn't want a Terra because of my Dragonite. And now I get to go to Iron Mod. Seal the Fate. Well, Seal the Fate only if I get a... I don't know, even if I don't get a special attack boost. Fate is sealed. Knock off. If I got the special attack boost, then it would be just a done deal for sure. Go Samurai. Yes, surprised by that. I wonder. This is already Terra. Yeah. You see it here. Can't be Rocky Help. And then Deoxys is heavy duty, but this guy just loves him some heavy duty boost. I just 2-hit KO with extreme speed here. No way he's surviving. Knockoff, yeah. Interesting. Is it possible that we won a game? Oh, craziness. I'm gonna end it there. It wasn't to end the game, but I'm like, it's ridiculous. This is shit is ridiculous. So yeah, we're actually like, this is a good practice team. This is a good practice team. Not broken enough to where it's a problem, but not good enough to where it's easy. I mean, not bad enough to where I can't win a game, but not broken enough to where it's too easy. So yeah, we're gonna continue this journey once again. Hopefully I'll enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.